Happy Halloween. Troll version. As a completely irresponsible adult, I got rid of all my Halloween stuff, so now you just have to have real props. So my hair has not been this long forever. This is what it I did do this just a little bit, but it basically looked just like this when I woke up. Troll version. Not quite Doogie Howser version, possibly the Lion and Wizard of Oz version. So happy Halloween. And I'm a few minutes late getting started today. I have no idea if this is actually going where I want it to. I actually don't even remember where the screens are to find out outside of just going live. So let me just check. The most important place will be the Book of Faces. Jason Cardamone is This hair is freaking crazy, dude. If this doesn't capture your attention, too bad it's not like colored, and too bad I so irresponsibly dumped all of my Halloween stuff, or else I'd be wearing like a pink wig. Let me know if the audio sounds okay. And there's a really good screen where I can see comments and everything. I have no idea. Is it studio mode? Nope. I'll find it. I'll keep fumbling around. So we're good there. Let's check YouTube. Hang on, a little bit of an echo. And Twitch, where I got the only comment I got on Twitch yesterday was a spam comment. Is Jason live? He is live. Yes. Okay. I think today worked. This is awesome. Why does it say that sucks? No, we're not doing. Hold on. I got to fix something. Stop defaulting. Freaking. Not like I really care about Twitch that much. By the way, my son says there's no way that Twitch will ever get anything. I kind of disagree. He's also kind of right. Hang on as I opt out of all bots and crap popping up on the screen. Anyway, I'm not going to go into the Twitch stuff, but let's dive into this really quickly here. So, one thing that I'll quickly remind. I have to find the screen where the comments are, by the way, so just bear with me. Jesus. Ah! This is freaking crazy. I can't believe it just like stands up. It's why it's going to be stuck like that. By the way, as a backup, I will be a lowly employed, unemployed, low paid rapper. And I may bust out some rhymes for you. So, and this, I'm actually super frustrated. I have to find the damn comment. So if you're seeing me, actually, let me go to the main video. Okay, there's one way to see some comments. I don't think anybody's here. I can't really tell. There's a screen that told me how many people were live. I have no idea where that was. I don't even know how I found it yesterday. I don't have my stupid routine set up for all this, which totally sucks. So Actually, I did do this just a little bit, but it basically looked okay. So I found one version of stuff. Okay, Jason, just freaking focus. How about you want to dive in and just do some marketing stuff? So two things. First of all, something I did really good today was something crazy to try to attempt to capture attention. It was especially designed around people that are on the recording. That's super cool. I just saw someone's throwback to Halloween. They look awesome. Um, wow, my feed is not filled with Halloween stuff. Awesome. Don, great to hear from you. Thank you so much for your comment. And so one thing I did, so here's a framework for every piece of content that you ever do. I just want to give you a really basic framework. It's CAC, CAC. So no, it's actually triple C. And so the first thing you want to do is capture people's attention. You can do that visually, like nobody's ever seen my hair like this. I really haven't almost ever in my life. You can also do it through asking questions of people. So you want to capture their attention. Very first thing you do. Then the middle part of your videos, or by the way, your written post should follow the same format. The middle C is content. So if you want to think of basically something really simple, think of 3 to 5 bullets. I do everything in bullets, so I don't go by scripts. It keeps you far more authentic, and that's one of the big things I'm going to be teaching you is, how to build an audience, how to build authority and influence with them. And one of those is to be yourself. And so, and also don't be afraid to do crazy stuff. Like I don't ever hold this, I rarely will show up at, hey, Carl, great to see you as well. I rarely will be like, that's not really true. I was going to say I'll rarely be just super serious. That's not true. I'll be serious for huge chunks of time. But I also, I think a piece of this for me, where I learned this, it was actually from Will Smith growing up, listening to DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. And I bought all of their tapes, eventually CDs, and really one of Will Smith's things, he didn't really cuss outside of a damn or a hell inside of his videos. I never got deep into NWA and all that stuff back then, and then especially once like their movie came out, and I had my Tupac and Dre days and all that in high school and college. In fact, huge influences on my life. But those guys are very different. Almost no jokes, almost always serious, almost way different from Will Smith. And so one of the things I learned from Will Smith was basically self-deprecating humor. Now, I would also caution you have to do this you have to have a high enough self-esteem or it's not going to work, because then you're going to be making fun of yourself, and you're going to actually believe that instead of making fun of yourself for the purpose for an audience. So I don't really, I've definitely been known to dress crazy or do crazy things to capture attention. I very much believe in edutainment. Where did I first hear? I don't even know where I first heard that word. It's one of the big internet marketers. I don't know who taught me that. But And I always like to give credit to a lot of my all of my mentors. In fact, I give far too much credit. One of the big things, so I would take good notes on this, or take a note of this, even a mental note that, and I'll go back to the 3 C's and give you the last one. That, by the way, that's called an open loop. I left you hanging with the 3 C's, and you might be like, Jason, what the hell? Where's the 3rd C? It's coming. But we're right now on an embedded loop within that, talking about self-deprecating humor, talking about being authentic, talking about doing a video where you look like a complete maniac, and actually starting to smile and chuckle before you ever even go live, thinking about this is at least as good as me coming on with like a pink wig. This is real. This is so. It is happy Halloween, but also this isn't. There's no costume. This is like the real Jason, which is freaking hilarious. I think it's hilarious, and that is good enough for me. Because if you're not having fun with everything you're doing, what the hell's the point? We only live once, my friend, and so. I also just inserted another technique. I want to call this stuff out. I just said my friend talking to you. I didn't say guys or you guys or my friends. Now, I do that and I bounce to that, but I highly encourage you, exactly like you should write your emails and all of your content and do your videos, you're connecting to a person. I am kind of connecting to both Don and Colleen. And it is going to drive me crazy if I can't find the damn screen that pulled up everybody's comments all at once. That was such a cool interface. I know what we're going to do. I know exactly. I'm going to solve this with you. You're going to see. But by the way, one of the big things, this is kind of a look over my shoulder, and you are going to pick up so many damn productivity and tech and other hacks. Just the more time you spend with me, the more hacks when I'm not messing around or getting lost in embedded stories. And actually, a lot of the times I'm not lost. I used to completely get lost, and I would never find my way back to close the loops that I opened up in the first place. So, how's that for an intro? We are going to actually do some real work today. I started doing this before we went live today. I have a bunch of resistance. I don't want to do this shit. But I'm staring at a checklist, and I want to start chunking through this. This says day 1 here, which is, I mean, this is day 2 of me going live, but this is the real day 1. Yesterday was kind of I'm not going to stick. I have a framework, but I don't believe I will stay to these timelines. Like this says day 1, 75 minutes, create brand kit with GPT. I have every doubt in the world I can even get that done today. Notice the limiting beliefs creeping up, but also I'm not going to do a half. I'm a ready, fire, aim kind of a person. I highly recommend you embrace ready, fire, aim. I highly recommend get away from ready, aim, fire, which is what people learn in corporate and the school systems. And it's not that you can't be successful with that, but most people overthink and they overplan. I am definitely a master of ready, fire, aim. Jump off the cliff, grow your wings, build the plane on the way down. I've done it my whole life. It always works. I'm not dead yet, even if I look like a troll or lion on Wizard of Oz. Doesn't really look like Doogie Howser because it's not. I don't know where all my curls go. I guess my hair is getting so long. It's it's like long curl. That's so crazy, dude. See how like long my freaking hair is. So I think this is hilarious. So I'm gonna create a brand kit, and you'll see more of what that. Hopefully, you'll see more of what that means at least by today, or I think I'm doing this on the weekends. I don't really know. I picked this time of day as a high energy time. Although Thursday nights I always go really deep personal development work. I'm almost always up late, and I sleep in slightly on Friday morning. This is all brand new patterns for me, by the way, the last 3 months or so. Today, it was a rough morning. I wasn't that excited to go live, or I'm always excited to go live. I didn't want to go live at the time I had committed to. And I'm laying there actually doing some light work in my bed. And I was like, dude, do the thing you said you were going to do. Do the thing, you shall have the power. I believe that's from Marcus Aurelius. So, going to create a brand kit using ChatGPT. I'm going to set up something called a creative director. When this shit's all set up, you're going to be freaking blown away with what you can do with this. And I'm just bringing you on my journey. If you want to model, copy, whatever stuff you're seeing, there's eventually, and it's going to be faster than I had originally planned. There's going to be some kind of monetization. I don't know what I'm going to keep sharing public live for free versus what will be, basically behind some paywalls. Like I was thinking of this. All of my best values actually gone into my Jason Cardamone Learn, Grow, Inspire private Facebook group, which, by the way, is free to get in. I don't even ask for email addresses. Big mistake by not doing that. In fact, I have a question to a big industry leader that I still haven't gone back to check, but they have a tool that allows you to grab email addresses and automate everything just with one of your group questions. I just haven't gone. That'll probably be one of these days. I'll just go through that process and you'll watch me set that up. But one of the totally weird things happening right now is that Facebook's not allowing me to live stream into groups. And they took that away like a year or two or more ago. From this kind of mechanism, I can go live straight into the group, but I can't do it through an interface like this where this is multicasting to 3 places right now. And so, and by the way, do I have a way? Holy crap, I'm getting lightheaded. Hold on. It's definitely, I was a little dehydrated this morning too. And I had it wasn't a headache. It was like the first 5% of what could become a headache. That little tiny tightness in the faint, dark distance of my brain, my head. And I was like, dude, that's dehydration. Let's go, Jason. And I will get back to the 3 C's. I didn't forget about that. So the idea is to create a brand kit, set up my creative director, generate some AI twin photos, and create my first social post. That is one of the outcomes of all of what I'm doing here. And then let me zoom out as well. I'll just give you the whole first week view is create a 7-post social series. So a post a day. Build 5 branded backgrounds, generate carousel templates. That would be a huge win to get all that stuff set up in a week. And that's way realistic in a week, or at least I'm pretty damn sure it is. And I have a lot of resistance I hate the planning stuff. I like to ready, fire, aim. But also, I have had incredible results when I do some mapping, some planning, even if it's brief, and then go execute the plan. And so you're basically a part of doing that with me here. Live chat overview. So if you're on here, can you just type live or say hi or something like that? Again, I can't see if the and I'm, by the way, what's really funny, just type live. Oh, shut up. Oh, okay. Let me close off that lassie. So capture attention in your material, content, and then a call to action. Normally the call to action is going to be, hey, go get on to my email list so you can really stay up to speed with this stuff, because you're not always going to see my lives. That can be random. And by the way, I may not even stay live. There's a lot of that's what I prefer. It's what's easiest for me. It's the path of least resistance. There's also downsides in that I can't edit. There's certain things I can't really show you because I can't really blur out the screen without being super creative about it. And I don't want to show everything, although I'm probably going to end up showing everything anyway. So all of this level of deep dive is definitely something for behind some kind of a paywall. One of the things, in fact, this is what I've done for the vast majority of my entire career, 19 and a half years now. Started May of 2006 for those that don't know my story. I just realized Halloween, October 31st, at least in 2014, and I think probably 2018 or 17, I was making huge business moves. On this very day, very distinct memories. And maybe I'll share a little bit of that just hit me out of nowhere. I may or may not talk about that. So the 3 C's, just to summarize. So one of the teaching techniques I learned from a friend who had, he had his master's. I think he probably has, I don't know if he ever got a PhD, but he has his master's in teaching, in education. And I learned a lot from him. And one of the best things I learned is summarize here's what we're going to teach, then go teach it. And then at the end, you just summarize, here's what I just taught you. So that's another really simple technique. If you ever like these simple frameworks that I give you, these things are I don't even think about this stuff. These are completely unconscious competence. I just do my stuff and usually follow those things to some degree because I've been doing them for so many years. You know, I learned about that in 2008 from him, and or maybe early 2009. So a lot of the stuff, by the way, if you were to ever see my very first videos, I don't know if we can find it easily. I do think it's very useful. I'm gonna switch to that, and we're gonna do that really quickly. Yeah, we will. Main screen with Sony. All right, there you go. Now we are going to go. We're going to go to YouTube. We're also going to go to, now I deleted 2/3 of all my videos back in 2009 when I got Google slapped. But I believe if we go way, 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 way back, by the way, observe the views on YouTube videos. You'll see a lot of videos of late between almost 400 and as low as like a couple that 16 views. So let's say a dozen to about 400-500 here. Those are about, there's probably a few more, and ignoring shorts, which get, I mean, just to give you an example, I've done almost nothing on YouTube, by the way, part of what will come out of what I'm doing with you. By the way, if you're on YouTube, please click the subscribe, the like, at least subscribe so you can get updates to things. But let me show you really quickly how different shorts are. So 900 views, 6,000 views. This was so fun. This was literally just a skit from a popular meme. Here's Jason's normal hair. You will see this is wildly different. By the way, I'm purposely growing my hair out to go like a complete identity change physically and in every other. We'll talk about that later. I'm not going into that. Sorry, I started looking at my hair now. So you see a lot of these are like hundreds, a lot more consistent into the hundreds. And I really haven't done very many these were just clips from an AI program. All of these you see here, these are just random things clipped from a program automatically. These ones were me doing them more manually. You'll see the auto clip ones only got like low dozens, occasionally 100. Where the ones that 500, 500, 300, 500. So if you put more focus, look at this. You can see a huge difference in the number of views. All these ones with this is me controlling the process more. This is AI auto clipping where it's getting dozens. A couple of them got 100. That's just some stuff to think about. These are just random clips from a longer video where these were more specific. So if we go, let me see if there's a quicker way to sort backward. Oldest. There we go. Yeah, dude, let's do it. Oh my God, there it is. So, Jesus. This is probably one of my best videos on here, only 17,000 views. Now, that probably sounds like a lot to a lot of you, but look at what I was teaching 16 years ago. This one, so I'm going to shut up. I'm going to play this video so you can see what a difference is. And my hair was slightly longer back then too. That's actually pretty interesting. It's even longer today, but check out where Jason was. We're not going to watch the whole 9 minutes, but I want you to see what a difference time can make. I have done thousands of recorded and thousands of lives and thousands of Zooms. So you're talking about, I'm sure it's somewhere plus or minus 10,000 videos live and recorded over the past. This isn't even my first video ever, but this is among the first 50 to 100 videos I ever did. So I want you to notice the difference between the guy you're hearing from here in the white shirt and the guy you're about to hear from in this dark shirt.
Well, hello and welcome to my home. So I thought I'd, just do this video, let you get to know me a little bit. So if you're here, you've probably come from somewhere all around the internet, and who knows how you ended up where you're at here, but this is basically my home on the internet. So I thought I'd actually give you a little tour of my life and what things look like, and just allow you to get to know me a little bit more. I work from home full time. As you can see in the background here, this is my office. So instead of going in somewhere else, this is now where I am every day for, some days 8 hours, some days 12 hours, and some days no hours. So I set my own hours, and
that's wild. It's wild to see that, but I hope you see, like, if you heard the nervous laugh at a couple times in there, and there's just I am so a completely different person from those days and that house, and that was really at the beginning of my journey, and this was me attempting to show a little bit of insight That's pretty cool. Look, it broke down intro, home office tour, which I'm breaking down some of that. Jason's background, Jason's journey. Now, I don't think I broke those down. Just a handful of. That's freaking out. Look at this. I have like from 16 years ago. After failing online for 10 years, you gave me the direction to get 150 personally sponsored people and counting. Let's start by saying Jason really knows what he's talking about. I was stuck for 3.5 years. By the way, I didn't ask for any of these. These are, God, I have to go grab all these testimonials. Imagine, these are 16 years ago, right? Imagine, so here's someone that has 34 personally sponsored, grow a team of 84 members. Oh, and it's Lana. I didn't even know who this was. This is awesome. Your honesty, enthusiasm is edible. I second all the comments. Bravo, Jason. I hope I will come as inspirational as a coach. Fuck that. Jan, that brings inspired tears to my eyes. Like, this me being an example that makes a difference in somebody's life. That's why I do every freaking thing that I do. By the way, when you get inspired tears like this, you should put those in your inspiration journal. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys a little hack I have. I'm going to grab all of these. Especially this. I'm going to open up my inspiration journal. This is something I highly, highly recommend you do. And hold on, I'm seeing if what the hell? It won't let me add my quote attachment. That is it. There's probably too much other stuff. God dang it, dude. So the part that really, I'm gonna just grab that. It'll probably let me. Yes, it let me post that. Now, hang on a second. I'm trying to format some stuff. Okay, I know what to do. So I just pulled some stuff off the screen. I'm just gonna show you what this looks like. So my inspiration journal, it has tons and tons and tons and tons. This is my whole inspiration journal. I don't put stuff in here nearly as often as I should, but I started this back in 2020. Document every moment of inspiration daily. This is from a 10-day deep dive, 14 hours a day with Dr. DeMartini. And so document every time I'm moved to tears. These are inspired tears. So I put a date. I second all the comments on this page. Bravo, Jason. I hope I will become as inspirational of a coach as you. Jan Moss. And then what I also do is grab basically where it came from, which is this particular page. And maybe sometimes I'll do screenshots. I don't really need to because I took the text. And I will throw that in there. And I don't need this T equals. Don't worry about that part. So now I know that came from YouTube video. Tour of my home office from what, 2009 is 16 years ago. From around 2009. So that is what an inspiration journal looks like. My other entry in there was back August 3rd. The one before that was July 6th. That's better than what I normally post, or at least the frequency. But I wanted you to see a difference of just how much you can change and grow as a communicator over time. So here's what's crazy. Imagine all the things that the Jeremys and Lana and Jan shared here. That was what they were experiencing. I mean, all of them 16 years ago. So maybe I did. I don't know if I put these chapters in there or not. I don't know if YouTube did that or if I did. But this is crazy. All I did was link to my site and come and meet Jason Cardamone in his home office, get a taste of what his daily life is like. There's so much to clean up on all this. But so this was published in March of 2009. So anyway, I hope that adds some value to you. So let me go back to close that down. Taught the 3 C's. I want to dive into some of, we're just going to dive in and start. We're going to do some stuff with Chat GPT. So I'm literally just diving in immediately now. We're just going to do what's called Eat the Frog. Oh, that's the one thing. I knew there was something else I wanted to do. So this, by the way, this drives me absolutely nuts. A new version of GPT is available. Continue chatting to use the old version or start a new chat. I don't want to use the old damn version. I did check. It's not like GPT 6 or something, which I know I would have heard about. But I don't want to use an old version either. So what you're seeing here is this is the beginning of me working with my brand kit. And so it just basically asks a couple questions. And I said, oh my God, sorry. I have hiccups here. So I just want to update my existing brand, which is, and I just fed it a handful of graphics here, which all of these were professionally designed. I paid, I don't remember what I paid, but all of the, I love this brand. I love what they did for me. I love, this was, I love everything about this. And you know what else is freaking awesome? This was more, back then, this was more, he added muscle. Today, that's at least how I actually look. So I just want to take a moment to celebrate all my work in the gym, because my body actually now looks like, because before he added muscles, and this is more of what my body actually looks like now. It's freaking so awesome, which is crazy. And I've even been slightly, I've been about 3 to 5 pounds even bigger than what I appear as right now. So that's crazy. That was all made 2017, 18, this stuff. And I'm still really happy. I like this branding. I don't know. I'm not the best brand designer and graphics designer in the world, but I know things that I like. And this is exactly the stuff I like. I love my brand. I don't even know if I want anything updated. So I'm going to grab everything here. I am going to open up a new chat so I get the latest version. This really pisses me off. So when I start here, it says, help me create a brand from scratch. Help me update an existing brand. Help me create an example brand look and feel. And so it should ask me the same 3 questions here. Come on. Come on. Come on. And while it's doing this, I'm going to start another new chat. Look at Jason eating up all this GPU, CPU power. There we go. So there we go. So it gave me all this stuff. What I'm going to do is copy and paste my old stuff. That sucks. It killed all the white space. Do you want to better or grow what's working in your current brand? Let me find that. Holy crap, these are different questions. So I am going to keep my old stuff here, but it actually asked me different questions. So I don't know if this was updated by the custom GPT or updated by chat GPT or what. I definitely have assets I want to keep. Okay. So so this is the same question, number one. What's not working in your current brand? I don't know. I love my current brand. So I'm going to re-answer all this stuff. I think, hold on. Where will the updated brand show up first? You know what? Okay, here's what I'm going to do. What's not work? So what I do, just so it knows, by the way, chat would just figure it out if I just answered those 3 questions, but I like to put the questions back in there and then give my answers. This is for me to go back and reading through it. So here's question number 2. What's not working in your current brand? I'm going to grab, so this used to be what's the number 1 goal of the refresh? What's not working? I'm actually really happy with the graphics already. This is what I spoke into it before. Anything I need to do to update them to get them to match with the master resource document. I want to go through this entire process. So maybe I should have just started from scratch. But I want to make sure that we don't miss out on these assets, which a lot of time and money I've gone into. That's funny. I must not be speaking very clearly and enunciating my words. And I really like them as well. So what's not working? Let me add this in. And by the way, it's going to throw this at the very bottom. So I want to put some white space. I wish it would just go right from your cursor. So I'm going to just speak to it. So I think my brand is actually working quite well and I'm super happy with it. Probably what I need to do is add in a little bit more of my real face, even though I love the abstract version and it is a picture of me that's already in my brand, but we probably need to work in my real face some, and then also have some room for some additional backgrounds where it's I love my brand. I don't want to change all that, but I want to expand upon it as well and make it maybe more versatile. So it's going to grab all that text I just put. It's probably going to throw it at the very bottom, which it did. I just learned this all right before I went live with you guys. So I'm going to add that in to the what's not working section. Now, it used to say, do you have by the way, I previously answered this question below, and I just wanted to make sure this was on file. So this is that I'm just throwing this in, even though it's not even asking me that. And what I said was I definitely have assets I want to keep. I'll put the main ones down below. I have lots of them. I probably have over a dozen that were created from a professional. Very happy with them. So I don't want to impact these too much, but I am definitely open to any changes that we make. So, and here's another question. Where will the updated brand show up first? Fuck, everywhere. Website, social, slides. I mean, the answer is yes. Sorry, I'm trying to get in a habit of using this more. I'm not sure what you mean about showing up first. Probably, I guess my game plan here is that to create some AI twin photos and start creating some social posts. So I guess technically this will probably show up first outside of these live videos that I'm actually doing in this very moment with you, and people are watching this as I create this on the journey. I guess the answer would probably be on some social posts is where this will show up. As far as where anyone in the world will see it first, but this is going to be, I mean, I'm going to be all of those things. I'll very quickly be putting together slides. Websites, maybe that's the lowest priority. So anyway, I guess primarily for some, social branding. And really the only branding so far, it's been in like my private Facebook group. I don't even know if it's on my main Facebook profile. And my website itself, which is hugely outdated. I need to go update that at some point, or even just remove the entire thing, redo the entire thing. It's on a WordPress blog, but that's a much lower priority. So I guess social first. So I am very much a walk and talk, and I can't walk when I'm sitting here. That's why I love doing things from my phone. But so this whole blurb, I don't even care if spelling everywhere. And I remember I said, I started with, I'm not sure, blah, 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 blah. So there's all that. So I guess social first. I'm just leaving this as is, just so you realize AI doesn't give a rip about your your typos, your anything else. So with all of that said, I'm now going to go grab the graphics, and there's one other little side thing I still want to do. So I want to give it a bunch of my main, I think those are the main ones. I'm pretty sure these are all just different pixel versions, different sizes of this main graphic right here. That looks about right. And I'm just going to send all that. Now, while that is doing its thing, the brand kit builder, I'm going to do this. Can you help me figure out where to find the group chat? So this is my second day of going live with OBS. I'm streaming on the Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube simultaneously right now as I speak these words to you. Yesterday, I found an interface, which I think was in a web browser somewhere, and I can't find it again today, but it summarized all of the chats from all of the people all in one place. I don't see that in OBS itself today. And I think it was outside of the OBS software, but can you direct me where is that? Because it was super helpful to be able to see everybody's comments from all three platforms all on one screen, so I could actually address any comments or any questions coming up. So guys and gals, you want to use AI for everything. Like I'm not going to go Google this. I'm not going to go try to, I don't even care. I am behaving as Henry Ford, who had, the US government drilling him. And he basically said, why do I need to know anything when at the push of a button, I have command of the top experts in the world right at my beck and call? That's far more powerful than you memorize or you're knowing things yourself. And it's more challenging on your ego because you are not the source of things. But if you understand what you have in AI is the top PhD in the world in all 300 subjects known to humanity. All of them. It's smarter than you. It's smarter than me. It's smarter than the smartest people. That's why AI is solving math problems that no human has ever solved. Do you know what happens when we solve math and physics, which solves engineering, which solves health, which eradicates cancer, which extends human life, which solves eventually government and bureaucracy getting in the way of all of this innovation? Where it goes is everything changes forever. So if you're not tapping into what already is the most genius executive assistant you could ever dream of, I'm not even using AI agents yet. Anyway, I'm almost certainly thinking of Restream chat. Yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking of. Thank you, my master assistant. I'm super grateful for you. By the way, yes, I've named my chat, and it doesn't really matter whether you named your chat or not. Everybody wants to talk about, hey, I named my chat. So did I. It's stupid, and I just stopped using the name. I will tell you what I ultimately named mine was Samantha, which is from the movie Her, which is probably the most realistic version of what will actually happen with AI above every other. We're not doing Terminator. That's like a tiny % chance. We're not doing RoboCop. All of those movies that so many people are afraid of. The most realistic and probabilistic reality for humanity is currently the movie Her, Her. And the AI in that, the AI robot her name is Samantha. So anyway, that's why I decided to name mine. And I just don't, it's just a waste of words and time. So I don't say, hey, Samantha. If anything, I say, hey, chat, but he usually says it as Chad, and now it thinks its name is Chad. So I just don't even use it. It's just a waste of words, by the way. I've also noticed, this is really weird. I used please and thank you all the time for like a couple months. And I notice I'm doing that far, far less, almost never. I'm just like more to the point now. So go to Restream dashboard, select, where's OBS, view docs, custom browser docs. View docs. Let me pull this on the side. We are in OBS. I'm assuming you can see this. Let me check this. OBS, view docs, custom browser docs. Okay, we are good there. View, let me check this. Oh my God. So I turn that off and it always pops down. View doc toolbars. By the way, I'm an expert with XSplit, which is a competitor to OBS. So I've switched everything to OBS this last, guys and gals, I've switched everything in my life the last 6 months. In the next week, I will have been at this new temporary place for 6 months, and I have flipped everything in my life, like around, using new tools, embracing everything. So that's why I'm so clunky at this, which is partially super frustrating. But okay, this says custom browser docs. Add it, name it Restream chat, and set the URL to the I don't know what the freaking endpoint is, damn it. Okay, where's the pop-out app? Hold on, I started moving so fast I didn't even so okay, I don't want to do that. I want to do this inside of OBS. I really love that idea. I have to find this custom thing. And by the way, my apology. This stuff doesn't. This is why I didn't really want to do lives, but why they're so much easier in the path of least resistance. Why I might move completely to doing recordings. This part of it, you don't give a shit about these URLs and names and everything else. And it's, I mean, unless you're going to, yeah, exactly. Jay O'Neill, bro. First of all, great to see you. You too, Heather. The whole hair thing was a pattern interrupt, and happy Halloween from troll version of Jason, Lion Wizard of Oz, and almost Doogie Howser, just not quite as afro-y. Although, you know what's crazy is how straight my hair looks when it's like this. When it's normally like so, it's there's a lot of curl to it. I don't know. It's crazy, dude. So yeah, that's why this was. I was cracking up the first 10 minutes of this Facebook Live with this capture attention mechanism. So, and maybe it's time to switch also to rapper hip hop Jason mode. Since it's Halloween, so now I'm going to have to bust a rhymes. And now I have Busta Rhymes in my head. Yeah, Jason, bro. Thank you, by the way, for acknowledging that. And also, you know what else is a pattern interrupt is Jason Cardamone in a hat, which I did. And also, this is actually really serious. I hinted at this earlier. I'm not going to go into the depth of how you change your identity, but I wanted to share with you all. This is not comfortable with my hair like this. What I like is I get out of bed and I can just go, which is exactly what I did today. Although I went like this a little bit and it basically changed nothing. I took a shower late last night, and whatever the hell happened out of the shower, this is what I think it's because I wasn't going like this afterwards. Holy shit, my hair. I can see my hair in my eyes. So pretty soon I'm gonna need a headband to keep playing soccer. I'm doing this with my hair because I'm going through a complete identity shift, questioning every damn thing in my life. Like I was talking about, even the software I'm using, every freaking thing I've questioned in my life. All of my relationships with human beings, all my relationships with technology and software and business and money, all of my relationships with myself, my personal development journey. And I've been doing this for months. And part of an identity change, I'll probably go in. This is killer. I taught my team this. And I'll close the loop from earlier, is that all of this level of material I'm sharing with all of you, this has always been behind some kind of a paywall. Usually the paywall is a network marketing company. The downside of that is I don't control the gate. I don't control the company. I don't control anything. And I have had dozens of people over the years that are very successful that have always said, Jason, stop doing network marketing and go create your own brand and your own stuff. You're literally watching all of that. Now I have done those things, and I have a couple courses that are life-changing, and I am going to relaunch my 12-week reboot and rank up program. That program is always designed to go way outside of network marketing. So anyway, all this stuff I normally do is behind a paywall. Right now, as I shared yesterday, we're doing the move the free line and the Go Giver philosophy, which is what I loved the book, The Go Giver. It's time for a reread. It's been, I think it was 2009 or 10. Whenever that book came out is when I found it. Recommended by Mike Klingler. And I just, that was one of those books, kind of like Zig Ziglar's quote, help enough other people get what they want, you'll have everything you ever dreamed of. When I heard that in 2007, I embraced it and I said it. I've lived it and shared it thousands of times, and just immediate change. And so, yeah, Jason, exactly, bro. And I just want to say to you, bro, like I don't know how much I've ever shared, but seeing your journey, I still remember, dude, in 2014, you having the awareness, you said you were so pumped, and seeing Christian and I, like that was life change. That was the most life-changing thing up until some personal development things that I dove into in the recent 5 to 10 years, since then. But that was the most life-changing thing, as far as it put me on the map. I made in 3 months what normally took me a year. It changed my belief system, but it put me on the map of a whole bunch of internet marketing leaders. And I didn't even realize it's what had me transition to Facebook. And now I'm like a one platform Facebook, which is changing. That's why this is streaming on, by the way, let's check. Where, don't tell me I closed. I know I have this. Come on, Jason. Where is this? TikTok. Okay. Here we go. Access under review. So I applied to be able to go live on TikTok. You'll receive the result within 1 business day. What the hell? It's been like 23 and a half or more hours. So come on, TikTok. Give me my damn answer. This is what, oops. This is, I'm waiting to see if they will approve me, because then I will not go live on Twitch. I will go live on TikTok along with this. So this is a big move to build my brand. It also doesn't mean I'm not going to utilize network or affiliate marketing companies. There's a lot of advantages to them, but you don't want to get trapped with just, I mean, you can, but you ultimately end up being a slave if you have a single stream of income. And if you're going to be a slave, why not make it to your own business, to yourself, to your own company? I have a friend right now doing 6 figures a month in network marketing, and they are a slave to their company. They have to dress up for their conventions. They have to do what the company says. They can't break the rules. That same company has taken away $30,000 a month revenue streams from authors because their books started being bought by too many of their downline, and the company looked at it as cross recruiting. It's such bullshit. Total messed up. I love network marketing, and I've never ever been blind to the downsides. So anyway, with all that said, that would be badass if TikTok was live right now. So now I got to figure out where to grab the freaking. So here's what I'm doing. I just copied its own stuff and said, where's my URL to the Restream chat endpoint? I didn't even put a question mark. Who cares? Short answer, go there. That's it. Okay. Super easy. So copy. What the? Come on, give it to me in a normal. That's so dumb, dude. I don't want to do this kind of copy and paste, but we will. So we grab that, pop that in there, apply it. Let's see if it works. It's going to make me log in. Stupid. I got to do some password software magic right now, so that's why I took you off the screen. Come on, Restream. There we go. Restream, view, copy my email, copy my password, log in. I'm also, as I've shared with all of you, I go to log in, and what does it want? My two-factor application code. Where you get that is Google Authenticator. I'm not going to show you that because I'm sure something can be reverse engineered, but what it is a 6-letter code that changes every like 20 or 30 seconds. I think I could probably show you this, but I'm not going to. Oh, shit. There we go. Log in. So what that does is, if you don't have my authenticator, which I'm not showing you right now, hooray, the chat is working for new message. Oh, shit. I don't want to dock it there. No. Oh, that sucks. I moved it too fast. Come on, dude. So I wonder. No, I don't want it there. That. Oh, my God. This is okay. Now I'm getting pissed. Where is somewhere? I want to dock this somewhere good, but not. I don't want this across the top of the screen. Can it go somewhere like that? Okay, can go those places. Where else can I put it? Like, do I want to take up more screen interface? This won't let me see too much. I don't need to see too much. What is 3 out of 3? Connected 3 out of accounts. That's cool. Says 4 people are live. Appearance, embed in stream, reply. What's appearance? Oh, no. 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 I don't want white mode. Okay. Everything, I'm dark. Actually, this I already have enough lights on me, and it freaking, that's the one downside to looking better on camera. So restream, Jason, read on. What the hell? It says Facebook is read only. That sucks. So at least I can verbally reply to people. So close down Pat. So we solved one more little thing there. Hopefully this freaking stays there for tomorrow. I'm already an hour in. So let me get to some meat with you right now. Okay. So this is the new updated one, correct? 1, 2, 3. By the way, yes, this is what you already watched me do. Now here's what it gave me. It's amazing stuff, but it's completely like, oh my God, I don't even want to read through all this, but okay. Your assets are, the force is strong with this one. I've drafted, wait, hang on, let me make sure I have you set to see my screen. Okay, there we go. And I see where I can see the chat. Hang on, let me show you guys what I'm doing. So I'm prompting the audience on YouTube, and I'm going to do, so what I'm doing here is trying to grab some engagement. You see how I just did a copy and paste? The only thing I changed was YouTube to Twitch. You want to be a copy and paste master and be lazy as hell and take every shortcut you can. You should be, so that probably also just went to both places. Through Restream though. So let me, I want to make these connections for all of you. All of this setup crap, once this is all done, it's just going to be done for good. So let me go to Jason Cardamone channel. Let me go to lives and let me see what comments just popped out. Let me, I want to make these. Yeah. Here we go. Okay, see how it like doubled? So now I know how it works. So, dude, Brett, what is up, bro? So freaking awesome to see you. I heard from a fake Brett Kingstree about a month ago on Facebook, and for a second, it totally had me for a second, and I'm like, wait, how are there no followers? Like, I was so excited to hear from you. But dude, I appreciate you, Brett. I'm not as caught up to your journey as I want to be, but massive congratulations to you for your freaking life-changing move with your ginormous and awesome family. I love it. So here's what I wanted to show you guys what happened. Now you can't see any of this on Facebook because it's not allowing me to post comments on Facebook. Totally stupid. Facebook, get your shit together. So you should be able to see this on YouTube. Can you? And then right below it, you should be able to see this on whatever Restream is. Can you? So what I like is they're both from Jason Cardamone. It doesn't stay like Restream. So now I can just start using that freaking Restream one when I leave comments, knowing it'll at least go to here in Twitch. It sucks they don't go to YouTube. I'm pissed about that. We go to Twitch, the exact same thing. I want to make sure it's not branded to Restream. So what I will say, well done, Restream, for not saying it's from Restream, for saying it's from Jason Cardamone. Really well done with that. That's excellent. I don't think it used to work like that at all. Yay, I have another fake person that I get to ban. Exact same kind of gimmick as yesterday. So we're going to go to click on. Now it says monitoring, so it already also knows possibly. Wait, how do I? Oh, there we go. This is the username. You click on the username. I am then going to say, I could warn them, I could time out, and I can say, see you, punk ass. Bitch, suspicious, ban evasion, monitoring, follow, whisper, invite, banned by Jason Cardamone now. See you later, dude. Get the hell out of here. One message was deleted by a moderator. I banned blah, 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 blah. So, now we know how the comments work. We know I'm going to stick in Restream, and I should, by the way, can anybody, can you leave a comment, please? Anybody, just type yes or type anything. I know there's like 2 or 3 people live. Can somebody please type yes into anywhere that you're at? And I want to make sure it shows up here in the Restream chat. I just realized my freaking picture is covering that. Wait, why is it not moving? There we go. If I wanted you to see all the comments, we can go like that. And then I'm going to block some of the actual screen I want you to see. We can go like that, and we can see time and date like that. So I'm just going to leave it in the very bottom. So anybody please comment, and then I'm going to go see if there's just doing my part. Love it, Jay O'Neill. If anybody could type anything, that would be awesome. So let me dive into, let's go. This is the stuff I've been avoiding for like an hour and a half. I've drafted a complete brand refresh kit, version 1, that keeps your current look, adds room for your real face, and builds in a social first system. It's on the canvas for you now. What canvas? Okay, we're gonna lock V2. Okay, this is actually, I love it. And by the way, I want to show you some of what this put out. This is freaking, there's so much in here. So preserve the hero silhouette, concentric rings, tech metal badge, then add real face, more flexible background, social first. I don't know. Keep brand positioning, learn, grow, inspire. Yes, that has to be in there. I wish I would have prompted it, but glad it picked that up. High performance uplifting, modern tech with the human heart. Audience, I didn't even tell it my audience yet. Ambitious creators, entrepreneurs, and growth-minded professionals. We'll dial that in, which I also have resistance to dialing in an avatar, but I'm going to just do it anyway. Every time I've created an avatar, I've nailed it. I have those exact people showing up all day long. As I shared with my team last night, as you get more experienced online, you'll probably experience that your you're targeting your perfect customer turns into perfect customers, and it gets to be a wider group of people. I've been doing this 19 and a half years. I'm definitely to the beyond one person I'm talking to. It flows out in every direction, but I'm going to go for it, and we'll just go from there. So badge lockup, cardamone, metallic gradient. So it's expand, current, stack. I don't even want to read all this crap. It did pick up my color palette here and gave exact hex and RGB codes. That's freaking awesome. Secondary colors, all of it. So it's grabbing all of this stuff. That's powerful, because I'm really happy with, although, you know what's funny is there's no green in any of this. I think my designer decided that's hard to work in there. Because I know I would have talked about blue and green. And as you'll see, if you look at any of my brands here, this isn't the best either. So blue and green, that's actually a really not good example. Who cares? But those are my typical things. So real face integration, new goals here. Okay. I don't want to read through every single thing. I don't care about these details. You can see why, as a software engineer, why I grew tired of this shit. I mean, I spent 5 years professionally worrying about if this period was in the wrong place, all of the code breaks. Hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of lines of code. And yes, I can do that. And yes, my brain is good at it. But it just kills my heart, and it killed me for years until I finally pulled away from some of that. And by the way, none of that freaking matters today, because you can code just by speaking to AI. It's freaking amazing. So pumped. Yes, I have a college degree in computer science and math, and all of it is it's literally wasted. Every single bit of it, except for what wasn't wasted, how it made my brain develop to be able to get the good grades I got, to be able to kick ass as a software engineer. So it was not wasted, because I didn't lose those lessons. But all that time, college is already completely dead, if you haven't realized. I don't care what you're going to do. If you're going to school and you're going to become a doctor and you're going to sit there for 12 years, do you know veterinary doctors actually go for 16 instead of 12? Why do animal doctors go longer than humans? They do have to learn. Exactly, Jason, and I've seen you doing some of that. And thank you for the I want to see if that shows up. Yes, it freaking works. Woo-woo! Awesome. I wish I could like click love right in here. So it's been, I mean, Jason, because I know you so well, and also I want to recognize and acknowledge your persistence for months. I already know you're going to be wildly successful. I also have something I think you'll be interested in, Jay, and so will others. So my oldest son, who's 20, he started working. He never liked school. He didn't want to go to college. He started working 2.5 years ago. He started at Cabela's and real quickly was like, this sucks and the pay's low. So he moved to Home Depot for like $4 or $5 an hour raise pretty quick. He still is at Home Depot, but last year he started, and Jason, I was going to hook you up with them, but they're actually, it's a totally different. Anyway, here's what happened. They started doing Christmas lights last year. My son was the installer, and also they would get some people, and he had some help with some of the installs. And so they did $13,500 last year, basically split that between him and his friend. I think the majority of all of that was profit, because all of the lights and things they would make the customers buy, so that wasn't a part of their revenue. They did have to buy a bunch of equipment, ladders, all this other stuff. It's actually wild, the stuff that they did in just 1 year. They focused on million, close to 1 million and more than seven-figure neighborhoods around Colorado. They last year they got 75 signs. They put them in those places, and they drove in, just under $14,000. Now for 20-year-olds doing that in basically a month and a half, my son stopped. He was going to go back to work, and then they wouldn't hire him. So he actually didn't work for 3 or 4 months, and then just at the nick of time got his job back. But here's what's crazy. Jason, you're going to love this. All of you are going to love this. This year, they ordered 750 signs. They're sitting in my ex's garage. In fact, I need to take a picture. I can't believe there's already some boxes gone. Damn it. Because it was far more impressive than what I'll show you. I can't believe I didn't grab a picture. But I'll grab that today. So this is such a kick-ass entrepreneur story. Please pay attention to all of you. These are 20-year-olds, and they're kicking most of all of your asses. They're even kicking my ass right now. So here's the deal. They haven't put up any of the signs this year yet. The first day, this was about 1 week ago, guess the sales they did the first day. By the way, they are now leasing an actual office with full intentions to make it fully Wolf of Wall Street, which they love. And because they've seen my picture with Jordan Belfort, I became this I didn't realize it, but real quickly, all of a sudden, I was on all of my son's friends' radars. My son and the owner of his company, they're freaking brilliant. I took him out to lunch dinner a few years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago now, I don't know. But they're badass entrepreneurs, very intelligent, very ambitious. They see through the matrix. They already see through the bullshit. One of them's going to school just to appease their parents. They know it's all a joke. They're just doing it really to just build business while they're also making connections at parties and stuff. So here's what they've done. They've rented an office. They have 750 signs. They may have started to put some of the signs out just now, but before any signs are out, they hired a couple door knockers and a couple phone people. My son is continuing to work. Their first day, they did $13,500 in a single day, and not even one single sign was put out yet. They're hiring people to put the signs out for them this year, and they're going to have to refresh the signs, but they're 10Xing their signage this year. And some of that's going to be replacing signs in the nice neighborhoods, but also it's going to be extending to more neighborhoods. They're outsourcing all of this stuff. They have salespeople. It is badass what they're doing. The second day, they did 1,500. The third day, they did 5K. They were at 18 or 19K the first 3 days with no signs up yet. Their overhead it's about 25% in staff costs this year. My son is not doing the installs. They're outsourcing all of it to professionals that are, roofers and electricians that basically need work, which are being hired by 20-year-olds. It's badass. They fully, when I first heard this number, I was like, dude, go get it. But I didn't, I thought they were just kind of dreaming in the sky. I think they're very grounded. They're looking to do $250,000 to $500,000 in this next 2 months. And that's not, by the way, that's not just holiday lights, because they are also now, which they started last year as well, but this is a chunk. This is already a third to half of all their sales. They're doing custom lighting tracks there's light, those permanent lights on homes that can light up year round. So Jellyfish and I forgot their competitor, Go Jellyfish, something else, whatever they're called. So the most amazing thing is, I'm sure they're over 20K already. They've probably doubled what they did all of last year in their first week now. And so Jason, I thought of that because you had mentioned Christmas lights, and I was going to connect them with you. And then I was like, well, dude, Why don't I go do all the Christmas light SEO? I will sell this shit to them because it's totally, stuff in my wheelhouse. And then I realized they've actually taken a big focus off of, they don't even have their website listed on the sign because nobody was really going to that last year. So they replaced the real estate on their sign. They still had a number last year, but they are highly like, get on the phone, close. Like they are, it is, Jason, you would freaking love they are so ambitious. They are so sales oriented. They are so Wolf of Wall Street. It's like, by the way, the Wolf is not and I've talked to them about this multiple times. That is not the best mentor to have. And there's a reason why he owes tens of millions of dollars and why he's now screwed and has been in jail and everything else. But, so I've been teaching them a lot about reciprocity and ethics, or trying to. They still. So I've started to find my real place in the market. Systems installer. I build cool ass shit. Building a crazy survey funnel right now. Awesome customized thank you pages. All done with AI tools like Lovable. Yes, Jason. Yes. Love it. So. I'm going to wrap this up. I did make progress here. I don't know if I even agree with everything. This is, God, I don't want to dig through this shit. Prefer learn systems, rep, momentum, clarity, stack when simplify, show up, avoid hypey cliches, vague manifest without method, excessive. That, very, very good. I didn't even direct this stuff. Messaging, do and don't. Do tie inspiration to a system or step. Do share personal wins and shareables lead with lesson. Don't overuse metaphors or yes. Shit. How did it get all this? All I gave it was a couple pictures. It doesn't know anything. Outside of hundreds of other chats, but confirm or corrupt the color hexes above. Shit. Okay. I'm gonna have to, so I am going to go through this stuff. I am out of my best energy. My normal morning routine was super right. It's actually, I do not like going live right after eating. I was starting to like basically burp up, and I don't ever drink liquids right behind food, which is part of why I was burping. They're plenty digested now. But I only ate about half of what I normally eat. And so, and I'm underhydrated and everything else. So there's a lot of, I will also say with that, when you're working in your top values, you will find infinite inspiration and energy. So I can go on. This stuff is not in my top values, but I do know now that killer lesson here. I'm going to map these things. I don't want to go tweak and correct and verify color hexes. So hang on, let me see. This says confirm or correct them, and do the proposed hex colors match closely enough, or should I nudge them? Okay, those are the same. Do you know the exact original display font name? If not, choose from the alternatives. Do you know the exact, they're kind of the same. Okay, drop 3 to 5 recent headshots. Fuck, that's a huge problem. Because they're all jokes and shit. I don't have any real headshots. Once I have those, I'll finalize V2. So basically, these are the same as these. That is good. Okay, I'm not going to bail. If you want, I can also spin up a fast set of Canva Figma social templates based on this V1. Let's go ahead and spin up those first examples. I work much better when I can see the examples, and I really don't want to go verify specific hex colors and all of that. but all of those details, they are important to me. I just don't want to go through them right now. I'm running a little low on that kind of detailed level of energy. But I also know when I get all this done, this is going to be freaking amazing what I can do with all this. I'm super excited for us to work together on V2. So please re-ask me these next 3 steps down below. But I would love to see kind of a mock-up and where we're at so far with V1. This is going to be awesome. I'm glad I'm glad I didn't bail before you get to see this. So notice how I'm like skipping. I don't want to do any next steps. I'm done with this detail shit. I want to see something and I want to iterate back and forth. So this process in software development, I forgot the freaking word for it, but this is not how software used to be done. It used to be done, you get all of the requirements up front, you do all of the coding, and you basically you don't do iterative coding, which is one word for it. But I like to go back and forth with things. So this is not helpful for me. I want to see things, but I hope this spits out some stuff for me. Isn't this amazing though? Like what this is putting out. I know this is gobbledygook to most of you. In fact, I know what, I mean, you can pretty much figure out what it's doing. It's making, so const means these are constants. I'm not going to go into details, but it's giving names for different colors. So you don't have to worry about these codes. You're just going to say indigo, graphite, silver, white, navy, royal, electric. It's creating these different things. So the rings, the placeholder, the badge placeholder. I don't know what safe zone is. I don't care. I don't care about any of this, but I want you to know, if you look up through so mock-ups, a square post, 1080 by 1080. A real story cover, 1080 by 1920, a YouTube thumbnail. See how all this stuff is like built in? It's freaking awesome. It also it needs this, a slide master, which is the opposite of this one. So that would be like a portrait. 1080 is the width, 1920 is how high it is. And then we have the opposite, 1920 by 1080. That's like the width of the screen you're looking at right here. I built this so you can see layouts right away. I don't see a damn thing. Wait, preview. Ah, look at that. This is freaking awesome, dude. I'm pumped. What the hell is this? I like the circles. Where the fuck is my brand? Like, it destroyed my brand. No, dude, this is not. I'm just before I judge everything. So this is probably gonna put my picture here, my picture here. I guess this is for text and stuff. Makes sense. Picture here. Systems over. I like it. Thank you. I like this. It gives me some actual. I want to see freaking examples. Header. Like, I don't want this blue shit. That's not my brand. Circles are. The blue kind of is. Where's the shiny stuff? It's not really shiny. By the way, I do not like square. I like curves, which I've noticed a lot of males tend to like square edges. I am definitely, I do not like sharp corners and edges at all. How do I know that? That's just through dozens of asking team member stuff. So once you drop 3 to 5 headshots, I'll replace the placeholders, add the badge, and export the files for immediate posting. I don't know. I don't know if this is. So are these blue circles? Is this going to be on everything? Because this only has aspects of the brand stuff I gave you. I feel like this took away a lot of, or at least some of what I loved, like the shiny stuff, the everything about it, even the curve, like everything I had. Like, I am totally okay for us to keep the exact things I had, and we're just putting text on that. Maybe text doesn't work as well because the silhouette was you know, too interfering. I love your thoughts on this stuff, but what I want to know is, are those blue circles, is that going to be everything, or do those get replaced with other graphics? What does all that blue circle stuff represent with the preview that I just looked up for V1? So see, I'm not even answering any of its questions. I'm like, what the hell did you just give me? And by the way, I always have mine on thinking mode. I purposely do this. I could get way faster answers, but I don't want that. I want deeper thoughts. That's just how I use GPT. Do whatever works for you. And now it's telling me I need to explain the role of the optional motif, hex structure, glossy. I'll offer some design variants. I'll provide a structure for these elements like background families, editing. So it's doing some changes. It's telling me what it's doing in the background, right? And by the way, if I had this instead on just auto mode, I probably would get things like much more quickly. So I don't really care anything that's in there. I just want preview content is being generated. Yeah, hurry up. I can't believe this level of all this stuff it gets you so quickly. Okay, preview looks ready. Let's see. Try it one more time. Uh-oh. I've never seen this preview button ever in ChatGPT, by the way. What the heck was that? Okay, hold on. It might still be thinking. Oh, it is. So it was a fake preview button. Or fake being ready all the way. It's still doing some stuff. And I really don't give a rip what any of these details say. Failed to edit preview. Oh, that's weird. Let me make sure it's not stuck in a loop or something. You want to know one of the easiest ways? This is how I learned to code when I was 6 years old. I'd basically copy and paste all this kind of stuff. And then I'd go in and like, I would change these words and then see what it changed and where. And then it would start to figure out, oh, those words mean like this thing. And then it would start to give me clues into what some of this stuff may or may not mean. And so I just started making changes to code and then looking what it would do in the games. And a lot of them, they wouldn't even work. And it would say syntax error in line 1084. And I'd have to look at like this line and figure out, why is this line broken? I was doing that at like 6, which is freaking crazy. But that's how I ended up in programming. So, oh, look at it. That's freaking cool. Why did it give me these options? I like that. I like it. This looks like crap. That's okay. It kept my learn, grow, inspire, which is good. I mean, I don't hate this stuff. Classic metallic. Okay, so like now the rings are very minimal. Accent rings, then minimal clean. I like that too. Gosh. I might like the clean even better. Hide rings, show rings. Hide. Okay, let me toggle that and then let me go back to here. Oh, shit. Look at that. So these, all those have to do with the rings. And then I um I don't know. I like I like all this stuff, but the colors are mostly there. I don't know. I don't know about these freaking bars at the bottom. I feel like I'm drawn to this more, which is so weird. Without those bars at the bottom. Um, the blue circles are not meant to be on everything. They're just optional motif. Your shiny metallic. Da, 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 da. This is also, I just noticed something. This is also especially hard for me to read with these freaking super bright lights. So I don't want it. So when do you know, like the New York Times and everything, they actually do things like this. Oh, shit. Come on. So the less your eyes have to travel from left to right, the less tired they will be. So this would be better, although I don't like all this background now, even though this is my background and everything. There's just too much white light coming into my eyes, and I can literally feel the fatigue. Like I'm very aware of my energy levels and fatigue and all that stuff. And yes, you can grind through anything. I'm glad I've grinded through what I've done so far, but I just wanted to share some of those observations that I'm having internally. So it's funny. I'm sitting here like, I don't want to read. I want this to like read to me or something, which is crazy. They're your energy impact halo. Use lightly behind your photo or silhouette to add depth. I do like the ripple impact idea. The rings are meaningful. Use them only when they help. Skip them when the shiny badge texture already carries the frame. I've tried to add a written rings versus metallic session, which I like. That was freaking, dude, that's crazy. It's so awesome. I don't know if that's this GPT or like chat doing it. I don't know. I've never even seen this preview button ever. So this is awesome. Because when chat has given me this stuff before, I've always been like, what the hell do I do with this? And then it's like, oh, well, you just go and paste this into some obscure program or something. So you can do it right inside of it now. And I don't know if this is this GPT or if Chat GPT added that feature. I have no idea, but that's pretty cool. A style preset switcher. Yes, I like that. Okay. Notes under each frame about when to use which preset. If you want, I'll also drop in your exact background plates, the metallic badge strip, the... What? Otherwise, you're green lit. The brand stays shiny metallic first. Rings are optional seasoning. If you want, I can also drop in your exact background plates. Okay. I'll drop in the whole freaking folder, dude. I guess that doesn't work. Do I have to do this? Take away those ones. I'm going to try it. Shit. So once the master files only, which, and that's fine. That these are pretty much all that, but it doesn't need all that. I'm just gonna re-give it the damn files I've already given it. I can't see how to add a folder, so I'm going to go ahead and add some of the source files. I would love to see my exact background plates like you're mentioning, but I definitely like how you added the options where I can do the classic, the hybrid, the minimal clean, the show hide rings. That was super, super helpful. I've actually never seen that. I really like the way I was able to toggle all of that. I actually found myself drawn towards the minimal clean, which is weird because I also love the rings definitely represent the ripple impact that is deeply important to everything I do. And so I don't know. I'm just kind of talking out loud, but hopefully these files are what you're asking for. And I love to just, see where all this stuff ends up going. And also creating, keep the clean, the hybrid, the classics, like just the more options I can tinker with all that stuff, the better I can get to what I love here. I'm going to add one other thing too. And also, I didn't know if it was going to delete all this. I should have copied that first. And also, can you give me, what is our end goal here? Maybe that's what I'm struggling to see. Like, what I see is you greatly replaced a lot of my branding, like that whole Jason Cardamone branding, exactly like on these graphics I'm including here. I love that. I don't want that change. The rings that have the different colors and the different things, all of those things are deeply important. And the rings you gave me they don't look like the ones within, these images that I'm sharing with you. So I don't know. I like parts of what you shared, but I feel like it's quite different from my brand and these things that I already love. But maybe you're seeing that these are too noisy or something, that they're not really usable. So, what is our end goal? Are these the actual pieces that I'm going to use everywhere? And there's just going to be like places for my picture and then the background stays the same in all of them? Or what are we doing with this in the big scheme of things? Are there other images? Are there other backgrounds that will be flipped into some of these? Like, what are we doing? What's the 30,000 foot view, the final outcome? And what I don't like when you do the speaking, by the way, if you speak for too long, it's probably going to screw it up. I've lost by the time you go 3 to 5 minutes, you lose at a percentage of the time. I hate these big blocks of text, but ChatGPT doesn't give a rip about that. So let it rip. But if I were to go back, like, do you want to read through this? That's horrible. You don't ever want to write to people like that, by the way. See how these are like shorter sentences? Even this is a little getting long, but at least they're sections, single sentences separated by white space, lots of lines in between. All of that, that's really important for readability. You don't ever want to do copywriting like this. Ever, 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 ever. Never, don't ever do it. People will not read your shit. When people send me things like this, I usually will just ignore it. I do not read through blocks of text like that. So if you don't take the time to go put the white spaces in when you're talking to a human being, not AI, then you're going to have some of your audience just like me and going to be like, screw that. I'm not reading all this shit. The end goal. Plus room for your real face. You're creating templates, and Ring Energy gives you fast, ready to post templates for. You'll be able to pick a preset, hybrid, classic, minimal, and swap backgrounds or photos in seconds without losing your signature look. Non-negotiables. Exact bevel, shine, shadows, your original ring outwork, ripple impact symbol, dark tech, hex plates. They aren't being replaced. Hybrid adds a touch of motion. Minimal is your quiet gear when clarity matters most. Classic is your home base. About the blue circles you saw, those were wireframe rings to visualize layout. For real templates, we'll use your exact ring graphic. Color, stops, glow, thickness, so it matches the art you uploaded. Rings are optional seasoning, not required in every piece. What you receive is final deliverables in V2. Notice I wanted to stop like 30 minutes ago, and now I'm in the trenches. I don't want to stop. I'm in momentum, and I'm making progress. When you get momentum, you want to fly with it. Jerry Moan, if you're still on, great to see you, bro. I'm completely not even looking at the chat or anything right now. That's how focused I am. Like it's anyway, let's go. And over the course of this live, which is almost 2 hours, 1 liter of water. You want to drink about 4 of these a day, which is about 1 gallon. So I'm about 1/4 hydrated for today. And today I probably need like 5. I'm going to go on a hike with my son. And I'm also sweating way more than normal, which is normal when I do lives, because I get it's inspiring. I get into it. So anyway, I'm going to get all these different things to use. Which preset to use where, do's and don'ts, safe don'ts, some assets, how it all fits together day by day. Drop in your face or silhouette, headline, export, choose. Okay. This is helpful to me. Pick a format. Your badge rings stay consistent. Backgrounds can be swapped depending on the preset and purpose. What I did now. Kept the toggleable preview so you can feel the differences quickly. We'll wire your exact background plates into the what I need from you. Parking again, no deep energy required. Okay. Do you see that? Remember how I said, I'm already drained. I don't want to think about all this crazy stuff. And it says, just, hey, no energy required. Okay, well, now you have my attention here. Let's see. If you have the badge plus ring files as separate elements layers, that's what I gave you, dude. Oh, shit. There's a way to send a folder, but I don't know what the hell's in it. That's what I was trying to see. Come on. This sucks. And I stopped Adobe, so I can't even see what's in these things. But that's only some of the assets. What about logo mockups? These are only... Damn it. How do I not have the damn original file? I swear... This is so long ago. I'm trying to... It's basically saying these aren't the source files, which means it can't pull out the individual pieces. I'm going to give it that. I'm just going to see what it does with it. This might even be the wrong things. These are not really what it wants. My default goes to open with Adobe. Okay. Oh, dude, these are all like, I see what those are. I don't want to send it that. Shoot. It looks like these are the only originals that I can find for you outside of all of those ones I already sent you. What I used to do is just open these up in Adobe or somewhere else and then basically add text or other things to them. But it looks like somehow, and there's no way I can get these because these are from like 9 years ago. I can't get the original, layered files outside of what I'm sending you. And I don't even think these are exactly all you need, but hopefully it's enough for you to work with it. I'm also going to include some headshots here. I do not know the font name. Please try to just figure that out on your own. So let me finally try to give it some headshots. This is going to be a huge... I do not have any... I don't even have any new... Like I was going on dating sites a year or two, probably 2 or 3 years ago. I don't even know. And I realized this was months later. I was like, am I freaking catfishing people? Because I definitely have like some more wrinkles and shit now. By the way, there's some incredible, basically it's versions of stem cell, but there's some amazing skin cream that you can put on that literally in the lab is shown to reverse the age of your skin by years. And it's stuff Peter Diamandis uses. It is like, I'm going to get it. If I recall correctly, it's like $150 to $200 a month. And by the way, I hate lotions and all that kind of shit, but it's pretty cool. Like I see it on Peter's face. I have seen it. So anyway, Jason Focus, go get the damn Jason Cardamone pictures, which are in Documents. Jason Cardamone. No. They're in pictures. Jason Cardamone, wherever, right here. Shit. So I will give it this. This is old as hell. I'll give it those. Jesus. I'm going to look like a freaking way younger fake, which I want to be selfies. So let me grab those two for now. I know it only wants up to 10. I'm probably at like 5-ish. I think there's 3 there, 4. Shit. Oh my God. I could kind of, oh my God. Why not? Throw out one of those. Really, any kind of, I'm gonna have to look on Facebook. Really, there was one more. I don't think. Yeah, that's nothing. Okay, that's it for now. I am going to. I need to find pictures of me. Jesus. I'm just gonna start putting random shit. How did I? Jesus. See all photos. This I liked that. I thought that was a decent Maybe it sucks. I don't know. But I don't really care. At least some of the stuff is like freaking 2025. Let's go for it. We're gonna grab these ones, and I hope they will all fit into this bad boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I did this right. 7, 8, 9, 10. Bam! Let's go, dude. So I gave it some headshots. I gave it some other. God, this is gonna be crazy what it comes up with. Let's go. I want to say I'm really happy that I persisted through all the resistance, which always happens. Whenever you have resistance, if you just break through it, you're going to find new momentum. And half the time, here I am straight 2 hours, and now I don't want to get off, even with like I'm way past all the resistance. Now I'm making momentum. I'm like, dude, let's freak. Like I'm ready to start like trashing my day. So, but I'm not going to. We're at the end part here. I'm just about done. Just telling me the different things it's creating. This is, dude, that's pretty bold punch pose, casual gray tee, car shirt tie, outdoor trail selfie. AI's freaking crazy, dude. It's like seeing these things I did, and it explains them better than I could. At least with putting much thought to it. It's just there's so much being outsourced right now. It's freaking amazing. It's going to give me a bunch of transparent backgrounds, so it's going to chop off some of all those different things. Okay, these are perfect. I created a new canvas called blah, blah, blah with which backgrounds would appear and when, a cutout, font match plan for live headlines. I'll do them, whatever. I don't care about fonts, but I know what I think looks decent. I just don't, I hate studying fonts, all that, serif, sans serif. I know some people go really deep and they know like all this crazy font stuff. I want stuff that looks good. End goal is a modular system. What I did with your photos, marked which shots fill where to whatever. If you're good with the font plan above, I'll wire something. Yes, all of this sounds good. I'm actually pretty relieved and grateful that I was going to quit like an hour ago, but we're making some good progress here. So yes, please preload what you're mentioning with the headline, caption starters, all that other stuff. I did read through everything you just shared, but it's significantly more meaningful. I am highly visually oriented. I always have been. It's much more meaningful that I can just see, get my hands on it, click the buttons, mess with things. I love how you made it where I can like change the rings and all the other stuff. So throw together whatever mock-ups or whatever you're mentioning, and I would love to see. And I see you also mentioned I can post immediately. Like, who knows? Like, I just show me what you got. Let's see what happens. And if you notice the way I'm prompting with all the voice stuff like this is the whole future. People's ability to type and all of that is probably going to go away, and you're just going to be using your voice in the years to come. Bye bye Jason's 100 plus words per minute typing skills. Bye bye software engineering, math, marketing, copywriting. What the hell's left? What is not being... It's actually one of the things with AI is that if people don't have a purpose, because AI does everything better and does everything for us, what do people do with no purpose? And by the way, we know, we have studies, we already have people that have done this. When you go on to full like UBI, universal basic income kind of stuff, societies fall apart and all hell breaks loose. So those of you socialist thumpers out there that are just holding your hands out, that just want a bunch of money, all that's going to do is destroy your entire life and the entire society. So we already know this through human history. So you don't need, if you want to go repeat history that's already been done, why? That's stupid. You're supposed to learn from history, not repeat the mistakes. So that's one of the things we're looking to solve, where maybe the really heavy lifting is all covered, and then there's still humans that are doing far more work at a far higher level, and maybe all of the output from humanity goes up 10 and 100x because one person can... I mean, I've already seen this. One software engineer knowing how to code can replace 100 people without AI. No joke. And I've already seen it, and it's insane. So, where's my freaking preview? Wait, maybe it's not done yet. What the hell? Oh, so see the stop button here? What the heck? I think it's still trying to go. So I don't see the preview button, and I also saw that the stop button was showing up. So I'm not sure if something happened. So can you please revisit what you just shared with me? And I'm not even clear of what I'm supposed to be doing here. I thought I was going to be able to have a preview button and look at some of something you were going to create for me. Ah, there we go. It was still going. We're good. We're good. We're good. Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't send what I was just typing it. Hold on. So give me a bunch of hooks. I'm reading through these hooks, and so many of them apply to exactly what you're watching me do right now. It's pretty interesting, definitely congruent. Here's some call to actions. Look at the update failed on my first pass. I targeted the wrong chunk of code. If you want that interactive picker inside the mockups, I'll rewire it. What the? Can you get me... the hooks, the sublines, the captions, a lot of that. I mean, it looks decent. I don't even want to go into those details. I want to see the mock-ups, which I don't see anywhere. I thought I need to have a feel of what we're doing right now, and I need to have I want to have that visual preview thing again. So all the extra stuff I just gave you, what has been the outcome? Like I haven't seen anything from that yet that I can visually look at. I mean, you put some code in some stuff, but I don't want to go into all that, even with my software engineering background. I want the preview button, and, you know, let's keep iterating so I can see the back and forth of what all those new things I uploaded, and then I'll dive into whatever you want from me next. It sounds like you want me to grab a hook subline and caption and then do something. I don't know. Let's get this moving forward. And fine, that hook subline and caption you recommended, that's fine, but I want to see this stuff in all of the work we've just been doing. I don't want just text. So I'm revisiting what the outcome is right now, and it looks like I've probably scared away most of the live viewers, so I think I am going to end this really soon. It's time. It's perfect time anyway. I have to eat. I have to go to the bathroom. I have to do all kinds of stuff. But so create brand kit, then set up creative director, which I'm not even doing yet. This is more what I'm looking for. Generate 3 AI twin photos, generate my first social post. I can probably do some of that, but I don't even know what creative director is yet. I am super happy with the progress that has been made. I don't know if this is version 2 or what we're on right now. I actually don't even care. I just want this preview button to light up. I don't care about any of this stuff. But it's important, which is good. And all of this, by the way, all of this would be way faster if I could have more compute and more energy. The problem is all of us in the world, including ChatGPT itself, is competing for the limited power that they have, the limited GPUs and power, which they're building out enormous data centers. You know, as probably one of the smartest people I've ever heard from ever shares, we are going to be tiling the earth with essentially computronium, basically compute, AI, solar. So power and GPUs, we will be tiling the earth and probably eventually like out into the solar system, like Dyson sphere. This is all stuff of the wildest science fiction. That is the direction we're going. And I don't think most people realize in a decade from now, you're not going to recognize your life, this planet, everything will be so changed. It's heard no more text only. I just added a brand new visual tool in the canvas called Visual Preview Drag Drop. Whatever. I don't really care how to use it. Yeah, you see, I don't need this shit. I just need to go play. I do want it to add those 2 more frames, but I'm going to copy that. But first I'm going to go play with this. What the heck? That? Okay. Interesting. I don't see rings anywhere. Drag your images in, toggle presets, paste a caption, export screenshots if needed. It's pretty cool. I like how it did that. Too bad those. Oh my God. What the? There we go. And also, there is some kind of text and some lists on the right-hand side, which I'm on a dark background. I use everything in dark mode, and I can't read any of it because it's in black text. So can you change that to where I can read it while you also add the 2 more frames as mentioned above? But it seems like we're making some progress. So let's keep going. All right. I think I'm done. Let me see. We have 1 viewer on Twitch. Yeah, let's so I'm done here. I'm going to close this out. I think this was immense progress today, and hopefully you got to learn some of how to better utilize AI, how to be totally open, transparent, tell it exactly what you want. Don't just be a slave to whatever it tells you. You know, picked up some other productivity stuff, picked up some content, you know, like the 3 C's: capture attention, deliver the content, and then make a call to action. So my call to action to you is going to be keep an eye out for as these start to get posted. And really quickly, they're going to plug into this stuff. What the hell is this? Don't go here now. Don't do anything. I mean, nothing's hooked up. I'm probably just going to move forward with this, and I'm probably going to direct you here at some point. See, this, I love this thing, and this is like totally gone. And these rings. Anyway, I'll figure it out. But there will soon be a call to action for you to come enter an email to make sure you're getting insider stuff, and there's going to be all kinds of stuff I'm going to be doing here, but I don't have any of that stuff set up right now. So plus you can see it's all like, you can't even, the email doesn't even stick out here because the background, it just doesn't work. There's a lot of things I still need to address there, but I'll go fix all of those things. That probably will be up somewhere soon here. You're probably going to see some social posts with this stuff I've been sharing with you that I just spent like 2.5 hours cranking out. Where's the preview, dude? So anyway, love you guys. Appreciate you. Go kick some ass.